All right, we are on chapter 4 now, and it's lesson 4.1, and we're on page 215. All of chapter 4 is on ratios. Your end of year test is all about ratios. Ratios are one of the most important things that we're ever going to talk about in 6th grade. So make sure that we build on every lesson, make sure you understand every part of the lesson. Okay, so this is first just identifying ratios. These are the problems in your books. When I think of a ratio, I think about going to a store and buying stuff in packages. And when you buy things in packages, they have like a specific number. Okay, so if you go to the store and you get hot dog buns, you're gonna buy 8 hot dog buns. You can't just like pick and choose, like you buy a package of 8. And then you go and get hot dogs and you buy a package of 10. So the ratio to hot dog buns to hot dogs is 8 to 10, okay? You don't get to choose that. That is decided for you. So in this one, we're going to talk about, and I didn't do gray and white like it says in your book, but we're just going to be identifying ratios and how to write it. So right here, we have the pink ones, which are considered gray in your book. So if you're looking on page 215 in your book, you will see that these are gray, and the blue ones are white. And at the top of your book, it says, what is the ratio of gray counters to white counters? The order, if you want to write this in your notes, the order of your ratio is so important. If it says write gray first, you have to write gray first. If it says to write white first, you have to write white first. And in this one, it wants the gray ones first. On this, we're looking at pink. So how many pink ones are there? There are 4. You're going to separate this ratio with 2 dots. And how many white ones, or blue on my board, there's 1. So the ratio for number 2 is 4 to 1. All right? Ratio for number 3. How many gray or pink ones are there? There are 2. Because remember, the order is so important. They wanted gray first. 2 to how many white ones are there? There are 3. So the ratio, how you say it, is 2 to 3. All right. Number 4 is asking you to draw a model. You can do this in crayon colors if you want to. You can do it in shapes. People make silly mistakes and they want to do like circles and ovals. Don't be that person. Make them very different. Okay. So first we need 5, and you get to choose your shape. You get to choose your color. I'm just going to do circles for the first one. So the first one I'm going to do circles. The second one I'm going to do triangles. I feel like they're different enough shapes. So I need 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I only need 1 triangle. The order of how you draw the model is not important. Okay, if you wanted to draw it 1, 2, 3, a triangle in there, and 2 more, that's fine. A model or a picture, it does not matter the order. All right. Over here on number 5, let's pick a square for the 6s, and let's pick a star for the 3. So a model 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 stars. Again, it doesn't have to be in any particular order. Hi, Mia. Hi, it's a baby. All right, now we're getting to the table. Remember, you're going to the store, okay? And there's already packages made for you. Okay, that's what you think about when you think of ratios. You think, okay, I'm going to pick up 1 package of this, and I'm going to pick up 1 package of this. And on number 6, he is doing 2 pencils and 3 stickers. So this is pencils, and this is stickers. All right, so he's putting these in baggies, and for every 2 pencils he's going to give his students 3 stickers. Okay, so this is student number 1. If he fills 2 bags, so now he's using a total of 4 pencils. All right, so from here to here, we doubled the amount of stuff, okay? First he had 2 pencils, and now since he had another student, he's now having to use 4 pencils. So in the first bag, he put 3. He has to double that to get to the second student, so now he has 6, okay? Now with the third student, he has to triple this amount, and so he's going to have 9. If you see, we're following a pattern up here of counting by 2s. But down here, we have a pattern of counting by 3s. I like to identify patterns when I'm looking at ratios. The top is counting by even numbers, the bottom is counting by 3s. You can also like multiply it, like, oh, I'm on the third student up here. How many pencils am I going to need? 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9. The numbers on the top, not super important, okay? This is just to get an idea of the first grouping of ratios, the second grouping. All of these ratios are equivalent to the very first ratio. So now we're on number 7, and again, try to identify patterns. The top row, let's look at the story. 5 blue beads and 1 silver bead. So 5 blue and 1 silver. Okay, so try and find patterns. 5, 10, 20. I think that they are counting by 5s. So this one would be a fill-in of 15. 1, 3, We're going from least to greatest. I would consider that to be 2, and I would consider that to be 4. Okay? Then you can think about it in the bracelet story. 1 bracelet has this. If I make 2 bracelets, I have to double it. So I would have 2 silver, and I would have 10. If I have 3 bracelets, I have to triple it, 3 and 15. If I have 4 bracelets, I have to quadruple it, 4 and 20. All right, going to your worksheet. On your worksheet, you have to do all of the front. So you have to put the ratio number on number 1 and number 2. On number 3 and number 4, you have to draw a model. Remember to make your shapes very clear, okay? And if you want to help me out and you want to organize them like this, it would be much easier to grade. So I would try and do that. And on number 5 and on number 6, you have to fill out the table. Remember, look for patterns. Patterns are your biggest hint, okay? And then on the back, you only have to do number 1 and number 2. This is a review of, I think, 2 lessons ago on the grids, and it is just jumping units. You have to count from one unit to another. The most important thing that you will find is over here. This will give you your city names, and then you just have to answer number 1 and 2 of how many units those cities are apart. The last thing that you have to do is this ratio page. Okay, on this practice page, it says for every 5 dogs at the pet store, there are 4 cats. What is the ratio of dogs to cats? Remember, the order is important. So you need to answer those questions. For every 7 fish, there are 3 snails. What is the ratio of snails, which would be that one, to fish? So the answer would be from 3 to 7, okay? These instructions are way super important. Match each question to the letter number over here, and you're using this picture as your chart. And then it says write the letter A, B, C, D, E, F in the first column, and then on the second line, you need to write these letters, part to part or part to whole. Let me explain. Stars to squares. Are all of these pictures stars? No, only part of them are stars. So this is a part, okay? And then the next one is squares. Are all of these pictures squares? No, so it's just another part. So this one is a ratio of part to part. Okay, let's go to number 10. Shapes to triangles. First one is shapes. Are all of these pictures shapes? The whole thing is a shape, so I'm going to write a W for whole. And then triangles, are all of these triangles? No, only part of them are triangles. So I need to write P for just part of them. Anytime it says shapes, you better put a W because that is comparing the whole picture. Okay? And then down here, write 2 rates for each situation. I just really want you to write 1 rate. For every 5 hours, there are 300 minutes. You can write a ratio. If you want hours to minutes or minutes to hours, that's up to you. And then you get to make up your own. This is just an image, but you get to make up a ratio that you can come up with based on this image. After you do the book, the worksheet, and this practice sheet, then you are done for today. Have an amazing day and see you later.